Hello dear students. This video is about basic operators in relational algebra and extended operators in relational algebra. Now actually, I was confused about when should I put this video in the sequence of videos in the index. I decided that I will be putting up this video only after discussing all the operators. And at this point of time, I'm sure all the students have seen the videos about all the operators that I am going to discuss here. By the way, the basic operators in the relational algebra, or we can say the built-in operators, which we say are by default provided by relational algebra, are select, as you see, and we have seen or we have used or rather we have used all these operators by now in great detail. The select, project, rename operator, cross product is the basic operator, union denoted by the union symbol, and minus denoted by minus symbol. All these operators are basic operators of relational algebra. Now what are extended operators? Basically, extended operators are those operators which are actually generated, which are derived. These are the derived operators and they are generated from the basic operators. Just in the previous video, where we saw 3 videos about divide, in the second video of the divide operation, I explained how divide is implemented by using cross product and project operation and also minus operation. Just check the video labeled divide operation part 2 has the details about this, how we can actually derive divide operation by using these 3 basic operators. Next comes join. Now if you say R1 join R2 with some condition, again I expect that the students have seen this video of join. Many videos have been made about join operator and we have solved some 3 or 4 gate questions also. Now this join, which is written with a condition between the two relations R1 and R2, is actually a two-step process. R1 cross R2, that means cross product of these two relations is found first, and after that select on the condition. So only those tuples from R1 cross R2 will be selected which follow or which satisfy the condition. This entire thing is the join operation. So how is join operation really implemented? Or rather what it is cross product followed by the select operation. The third comes intersection. Now intersection also has been discussed in one of the videos labeled set operations in relational algebra. And in the same video, we have discussed 3 operations: union, minus, and intersection. Now union and minus are basic operators, whereas intersection is a derived operator. Let's see with an example now. Intersection operator. Suppose we have a relation R1 and R2, and R1 has two columns A and B, R2 also has 2 columns A and B. Let's say some values under A and B are as shown. And imagine values under A and B of R2 are something like this: 3, 4, 8, 5, and let's say 5, 6. Now, one thing you remember, you watched that video, that in that we discussed that to find R1 union R2 or R1 minus R2 or R1 intersection R2, to find out any of these set operations, both R1 and R2 must be union compatible. What is union compatible? R1 and R2 are said to be union compatible if these both relations have columns with same names. Check, both have columns with same names, and the number of columns also must be same. So R1 has two columns, R2 also has two columns, and the names are same. Second thing is that domain of A in R1 should be same as domain of A in R2. Domain of B in R1 should be same as domain of B in R2. So if A is in type, then A here in R2 must be in type. If B is in type in R1, then R2 must have B as in type. Whatever, if B was character type, then B in R2 should be character type. The domains also must match. If these two rules are followed, then we say R1 and R2 are union compatible, and you can find union of R1 and R2. Well, if the two relations are union compatible, then you can even subtract. You can do minus operation, and you can also do intersection operation. So we don't say minus compatible or intersection compatible. It is enough to say that the two relations are union compatible. Then it means that we can find out minus, and we can even find out intersection. But in this discussion, we are talking about intersection. So what will R1 intersection R2 contain? It will obviously contain A and B. There are two columns common in both the relations, and it will contain those rows which are there in R1 and R2. 1 and 2 is present in R1, but it is not present in R2 anywhere. So 1 and 2 won't be listed. 3 and 4 is present in R1, and exactly the same 3 and 4, the same row is present in R2. So 3, 4 will be listed. Same is the case with 5, 6. It is there in R1 and R2 both. So 5 and 6 will be listed. 5 and 6 will be listed. You also see that 8 and 5 won't be listed from R2 because 8 and 5 is there in R2, but it should be there in R1 also. It's not there. So the rows common to both the relations R1 and R2 is listed in R1 intersection R2. But why are we talking about this? I'm sure you must be thinking that Sir has already discussed this in that video where set operations were discussed. What I want to tell you is that this intersection actually is a derived operation. This is an extended operator, and intersection is derived from union and minus. And remember, union and minus are basic operators. Yes. So this derived operator is derived from union and minus. Let's see what is that derivation. Actually, R1 intersection R2, yes, can be written as R1 union R2. Okay, I'll put this in bracket. R1 union R2 minus, just check it very carefully, minus R1 minus R2. I'll again put this in bracket. Okay, minus R2 minus R1. Good Lord. Just don't get worried about such a big expression. But actually, it can be very easily understood using Venn diagram as we are talking about set operation. So just consider two sets R1 and R2. Okay, what are we looking for? R1 intersection R2. That means we are looking for this middle region. Okay, but then let's first of all find out what's this expression doing. What is R1 union R2? R1 union R2 is this entire thing, correct? This entire thing. So I'll label this as R1 union R2. Let's check for other thing. R1 minus R2. Okay, so let's see, this is R1 and R2. What is R1 minus R2? Whatever is there in R1 but not there in R2. So you can see that this portion, this portion is R1. I hope you are understanding, because these are the elements which are there in R1 but not there in R2. Check that this region will not be selected because it is there both in R1 and R2, and this region also won't be selected because it is there in R2 only. So what is this? R1 minus R2. Now you watch, we are taking difference between these two. This difference I am talking about. So what is it? The elements that are there in R1 union R2 but not there in R1 minus R2. Which are those elements? Just check out. This entire thing is an R1 union R2, correct? We want the elements which are there in R1 union R2 but not there in R1 minus R2. So are you understanding? The result of this is going to be this is R1 R2. This is clearly going to be whatever is not there in R1 minus R2. So this region, please try to understand. This is nothing but this entire thing that we have written over here, correct? Let me label this as T1, this as T2, then this is T1 minus T2. This, up to this bracket I have solved. Now let's come, remember this is the result till this bracket, okay? Now let's come to R2 minus R1. By the way, what is R2 minus R1? Yes, here we go. R1 and this is R2. What is R2 minus R1? R2 minus R1 is whatever is there in R2 but not there in R1. That region is going to be this. This is R1, sorry, R2 minus R1. I'll just clear this. This is, okay, this is R2 minus R1. And now we are finally doing this T1 minus T2 subtracted with R2 minus R1. Just check, this result here is getting subtracted with this result. Can you understand what that means? Is whatever is present in T1 minus T2, whatever is present in T1 minus T2 but not in R2 minus R1. Clearly observe this picture and this picture. If you subtract, you are going to get the intersection. I hope you have understood this. Come again. What is R1 intersection R2? What is R1 intersection R2? It can be written as find the union of R1 and R2 and subtract it from R1 minus R2. And the result of this should be subtracted from R2 minus R1. Isn't it so? Where R1 union R2 will be this entire thing. This is R1 union, oh, I'm so sorry. R1 union R2, R1 minus R2, R1 and R2, R1 minus R2 will be this region. If you subtract this, you are going to get whatever is there in R1 union R2, but not there in R1 minus R2. And that region will be, this is T1, this is T2, this is T1 minus T2. I hope you have understood. And now finally, what about this R2 minus R1? R2 minus R1 is going to be those elements which are there in R2 but not there in R1. So this is that region. This is R2 minus R1. And now finally what we are doing is this T1 minus T2 subtracted with R2 minus R1. If you see subtraction of these two things, the elements which are there in T1 minus T2 but not there in R2 minus R1, this is going to clearly give us the intersection of the two sets. This is R1 intersection R2. So remember this result about extended operator in relational algebra. So by now you know which are the basic operators and which are the extended operators in relational algebra. Thank you very much.